This is weird. We seem to be getting a message in from an alternate reality Twitch streaming version of Kev, and he wants you to know to tune in to twitch.tv/Lollujo FM from about 9 o'clock every Monday, where he's going to continue non-league to legend. If that means anything to you lot, let me know in the comments. Hello and welcome to part 6 of Up the Posh. I'm Kev, and coming up in today's episode we have two rather important games in League One. We're at home against Coventry, away against MK Dons. Since you were last with me, mixed form. I mean, I just hold it up on a card, I think, because it's what you get in every episode now. Just mixed form. We're all over the place. I mean, look at the wins, draws, defeats. Can't really find any kind of consistency, and it is a little bit frustrating, and this is where we find ourselves with 10 games to go. We're 1 point outside the playoffs, so it's still very much on. Are we going to do it? I don't know at this stage. Rather splendidly though, as you can see, Ryan Seeger is currently joint second on top goal scorer in the division. Skugel is still miles in the lead, top of the average rating, so he's probably going to get player of the season, especially as he has way more man of the match awards as well. So we could end up, bearing in mind how awful that start was, in a ridiculous situation where we get promoted, have the top scorer in the division and the best player in the division, and if we can manage to pull that out of our backsides this late in the day, I think we'll all agree that that's a remarkable result. Look at that for a stupid season. We just need it to nip up a couple more and then have a good playoff run. So the team that we're going to be playing today for the home game against Coventry is this one. We are pretty much settled into this system now. We're still not fluid in it the way we are in the 4-2-3-1, but it does seem to I don't want to say give us more consistency, because it doesn't really, but it's more exciting. We score more goals doing this, concede more as well. It's like the old Ipswich ways all over again. So we've got Ben Alec in goal, our usual back four of Bingham, Williams, Baldwin, McCulloch and White. I mean, it's pretty much usual everywhere. The usual midfield, Forrester, Boswick, Anderson, with Skugel in behind the front two, which for the last 5 or 6 games at least has been Phyllis Kirk and Seeger. Kieran Agard obviously exploded onto the scene in the last episode, but hasn't scored again since. Seeger's in great form. Phyllis Kirk is really thriving as a deep lying forward. He doesn't score goals particularly, as you can see from the whole of his career. Really, he's 24 years old now, and look, he's on his current career best goal tally for a season at 4 goals in 33 games. So as a goal scorer, he's offering nothing, but he is playing well. He's linking the play up nicely. I don't know how he's doing for assists. He's only got 4 assists as well, so we can't even say he's setting stuff up, but he is playing nicely. He's getting good average ratings, and I think he is contributing to the team somewhere in there. Agard, all he was really doing was nabbing poachers' goals and then not taking part in the game. So as soon as those goals started to dry up at the end of last episode, he doesn't really offer anything else at all. He just sort of stands there and waits for the ball to hit him and bounce into the goal, which is far from ideal, and Phyllis Kirk offers us much more, and that is a serious problem. Skugel's had to go off injured after 7 minutes. What's wrong with him? Potential knee injury. So presumably he's destroyed his cruciate ligaments, and that's him forever now. So Forrester pushes forward into the trequartista role. Razak comes on to play as the box-to-box midfielder, and we start preparing for life without Skugel, because a knee injury that forces you off with no messing about after 7 minutes is going to be quite serious, isn't it? We're in mid-March now. At best, he's out for the rest of this season, presumably, and hopefully he'll be back in time for some pre-season training and be ready for next year. Hopefully in the Championship, where he'll be very important as one of our better players. Worst case scenario, I guess. Well, no, worst case is he's out for a year. But the in between the two scenarios, which is probably the one that we'll be hit with, is he'll be out long enough to stop us getting promoted, and then over the summer he'll be fit and he'll ask to leave because he wants to play for a bigger club and wants to play in the Championship because we're rubbish and didn't get there, all because of his injury. I can see that coming now. Right, we need to grab a goal because we're dropping down the league here, and that's not part of the script really. In fact, Coventry are breaking on us and they're going to grab a goal. This really isn't how it was supposed to be. Coventry are going to leapfrog above us in the table and push themselves into playoff contention. And we are falling further behind and it's starting to look harder. After this game, there's only 9 games left. Once that gap between us and the playoffs gets much bigger than 1 win, it's going to be tricky. And there we are, as it stands at the moment. If everything finishes as it is, we're 3 points back from Coventry. That's how important this game is. It's a massive game. And we're playing Milton Keynes Dons next, who are pushing for automatic promotion. We've just played Oxford and Bolton over the last few games and lost to both of them, I think. Or we certainly lost to Oxford, maybe drew with Bolton. And we're getting a run of hard games at the wrong time. And look, we're down to 9th at the moment. We need to turn this game around and get something from it, or else we are in serious trouble. Right, Phyllis Kirk. I was hoping he was going to bring the ball down, but tries to flick it on to nobody. But it's out wide to White. White crosses. Seeger doesn't quite get there. I wonder if we go to the 4-2-3-1. Have we got the players on the pitch to do it? Not really. We can do a sort of butchered version of it, because Anderson can play there. And then Phyllis Kirk can drop back there. Make you an advance forward. I mean, it's just for the sake of trying something different. Let's make you what you're supposed to be. We'll try that for 10 minutes at least until we bring a sub on. Just because we need to offer something a little bit different, and we've not created a clear-cut chance yet today, and we really need to get on that. Right, Forrester tries to find Seeger, but it was a bit hopeful and over the top, and wasn't ever going to get anywhere. Right, Phyllis Kirk to Seeger. Razak's in. Anderson was in as well, and probably should have done a little bit better than that. He hit it first time, and it might have been nice to just take a touch, change that angle up a little bit, and thump it past their keeper. We're not even getting highlights at this stage. What have we got to do to change this game? Anderson not having a good game. Seeger not having a good game. I mean, no one really in the attack is playing well. We've got all these attacking players on the bench. I guess we need to bring a few on. Right, Agard's going to come on for Seeger, and Madison's going to come on for Anderson, and make him an inside forward as well. I mean, that looks like such a good attacking line now. Good enough to win promotion from this division, surely. Are they going to create anything now? Oh, hold on. We've changed the system around, but haven't changed the stupid instructions. That's a bit of a problem. We don't... Okay, we'll do that. Let's go a bit more direct as well. Just get the ball up to them. Right, come on. There we go. We win the ball back. Phyllis Kirk over the top to Agard. Can he do anything? I mean, it's not really a position we've seen him do anything in yet. Agard slots it through to Madison, though. Madison brings it back 1-1. Agard got an assist, and Marcus Madison has been desperate for some football. Comes off the bench, and pretty much with his first touch, he's tucking that away. There you go, playing as an inside forward. Look how far in. I mean, he is level with the penalty spot, and he's supposed to be playing on the right wing. That's exactly what we want him to do. He's a good finisher. Coming in off that right-hand side with his left foot, he's going to be dangerous, and they've got 20 minutes to try and work out how to handle him, and hopefully they'll fail miserably. Right, come on, lads, let's grab a win from this game. We've got that little bit of flexibility in the system as well, where if we do manage to go 2-1 up, we can drop Forrester back into the midfield, drop Bostwick back as a holding player, and just try and hold on to this game. Agard did brilliantly there. Perhaps he wants to be a lone striker. Madison with the corner comes in. And was that McCulloch in there? It's all gone a bit messy in there now. Baldwin shouldn't have the ball there. He needs to pass that to somebody. And the highlight ended. Right, as it stands, we would be 1 point outside the playoffs. So exactly where we are at the start of the game, because we're playing the team level on points with us. But it would be so valuable if we could grab a winner. But Coventry are coming at us now. Oh, no. It's too late in the game for this kind of silliness. And Anik comes out and collects. Right, let's have a counter-attack now. Let's just get forward and rob a goal and completely mug Coventry. Right, White out to Madison. Finds Forrester. What can Forrester do? Puts Razak in. Madison's in behind. Crosses to Agard, and we're 2-1 up, and that could be such an important goal. Look, that fires us up to 5th place in the league if things stay as they are. We might actually be about to finish a game inside the playoffs for the first time this season, and you lot are here to watch. Isn't that nice? Right, hold on. I do this so rarely, but let's try and do tactics. So we're going to stick Bostwick there. We're going to make... No, actually, we're going to make Forrester a deep line playmaker just there. Just on support is fine. Bostwick can then be the ball-winning midfielder and just crunch into people on defend. And, I mean, this goes against everything I stand for. We're going counter-attacking. Ooh, Kev just went counter-attacking. This is new. Watch us concede a goal. When we used to mess around with this on the old save, this would guarantee that we'd concede a goal. But I think we might be about to see out a football match deliberately, which that never happens. We just did tactics. We've finished a game in the playoffs. How many different ways can we think to screw this up in the next game against MK Dons? Forgot about that. Our best player. Right, well, life without Scoogle begins now, I guess. Fairly simple to replace him personnel-wise. I mean, it's not going to be as easy to replace what he offers us on the pitch, but Forrester just moves forward into that attacking midfielder role, and Razak comes in on the left-hand side of our midfield three. Other than that, we are unchanged. I have set up a version of that tactic that we just used at the end of that game for us to be training as well, just because it'll be a handy thing to have there to wheel out when we need to hold on to a game again, but we're not going to mess around with it today. We're just going to go into this with our system that we've been using since Christmas time. Right, yes, of course we're going to score some goals. I don't care about their players not being available. Who do they think they are? They're only MK Dons. We're going to go there and we're going to stuff them. Right, they're challenging for automatic promotion. Bolton are only one place above us in the league at the moment. That's mad, because they've still got the likes of Zach Clough playing for them and Amos in goal, so they have a pretty decent looking side. Certainly FM wise anyway, unless they've been fiddled with as part of this update that was from FM Base, I think. Check back in episode 1, I told you then where the update came from. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Although, interestingly, as things stand, we can lose this game and stay in the playoff positions, which is odd. I don't really see how that works. I guess that's because no one else around us is either winning or losing yet. So as soon as they start to knock a few goals in, I imagine that situation is going to change. But for now, we're losing, and it doesn't matter. Coventry have plunged down the league a little bit. They must be losing as well, I guess. This is going to be a pretty tight run in, isn't it? Oh, we've got a corner. Anderson into Bolden. Bolden forces a save out their keeper. Would have hoped for something a little bit better there. And it has gone down as a clear-cut chance. It's just a shame it fell to a centre-back. Right, Anderson tries to find Phyllis Kirk. Misses completely. Phyllis Kirk is just not a forward, is he? Probably should have Agard on the pitch at least. In fact, that was a big mistake. Why didn't I bring Agard into the team for this game? I forgot he came on and did well. Oops. Oh, that's poor defending as well from White and McCulloch. The two of them combining for just nonsense. And perhaps this 4-3-1-2 doesn't really work after all. Certainly without Scoogle, we don't seem to have much going forward. And although, to be fair, Milton Keynes have scored with their 2 chances. If we look at those stats, they've had 2 shots and scored 2 goals. So we're unfortunate to be behind. I mean, we've got them for shots, for possession. We've got the same amount of clear-cut chances. We really are unlucky to be behind in this game. But doesn't change the fact we've got 2 goals to make up. So we're going to the 4-2-3-1 in a couple of minutes' time. And we're just going to let this attack pan out first. So White crosses into Forrester. We might hold on just for a minute because Chris Forrester has just got his 2nd goal of the season. We've got one back. We're going to give him 5 minutes to see if we can turn it around in this system. It's a lovely cross from White, and Forrester playing that little bit further forward. He's getting himself into these kind of positions, and he is a good finisher. We just don't see it very much when he plays so deep. But no, time to change tactic. So we're going to this one. We do need to fiddle with who's doing what. So Phyllis Kirk comes out there, Anderson goes up there. Everyone else is in roughly the right spot. Anderson's going to become a winger. See? Easy, and we're fluid in it. Isn't that handy? I might just make Razak box to box because he seems to prefer that. And we don't need a playmaker here when we've got Forrester doing all that a little bit further forward. Let's just try and get the ball through Forrester and not confuse things. Razak can concentrate on trying to get up there and support the front four. Maybe. I don't know. I'm talking like I know what the buttons do. Listen to me, eh? Right. Agard should have come on a minute ago. I don't know why we've left that so long. Maddison was also good when he came on in the last game. In fact, let's make a triple. Let's do this. Paul Taylor hasn't played for ages. Make them both inside forwards. So now we should have 3 players pretty much playing in front of Forrester, and Forrester hopefully getting the space to slot a through ball through to one of them at some point in the next 10 minutes. But it doesn't seem to be working out like that. Right, Razak finds Forrester. Here comes that through ball. No, it bounces off of Agard. And Milton Keynes are attacking again. And Anik pulls off a good save. We've got 7 minutes to grab something out of this game. We have now fallen out of the playoffs looking at that league table. Charlton have moved above us, I think. Or was Swindon the one below us before? We need a goal. Right now we need a goal. And it's not going to come from a Milton Keynes goal kick. Or is it? Taylor finds it. There's the ball from Forrester. Comes back to Razak. Oh, he hits the joint bit where the post hits the crossbar. It doesn't get much closer than that. 10 seconds to go, and it cannons back off the crossbar / post, and that's heartbreaking because that would have left us in the same position we're in. It would have made no difference at all. Who cares? So, what is that? 8 games to go. We've got 2 points to make up. It's doable. We will be back for the last 2 games of the season, then hopefully the playoffs after that, if it all goes to plan. So Charlton and Bradford. Charlton are right around us, aren't they? Ooh, it's going to be an interesting run-in. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.